Good morning. I am Karen from Cafe Bebe, and I come to you with a cup of black tea, which I made from loose tea and not a bag tea. And it's not half bad, actually, a bit strong, but it's quite nice. And why, might you ask, am I coming to you with a cup of loose black tea? Well, I'll tell you. I took up a challenge issued by some very nice PRs for Procter & Gamble. They wanted to challenge us to take up life in the 1930s as a housewife, experience what it was like to be a housewife in the 1930s. And I have to say, reading through the book, I got a bit twitchy because life in the 1930s was certainly very different to what it is now, and didn't look altogether terribly pleasant. One of the challenges they encouraged us to take up was to do our dishes in the sink. No dishwasher, no nice smelling washing up liquid, but carbolic soap. Now, I only recently got a dishwasher for the first time. In fact, in January of this year, we finally installed and started using our dishwasher. And that has revolutionized my life, I have to say. I can't imagine what a 1930s housewife would have thought with the first dishwasher that would have come out. I'm sure she probably cried over how wonderful it was. And I nearly did when we installed ours. But the 1930s housewife would, after the breakfast dishes were done, would put them in the sink, scrape off some carbolic soap into the sink, use her wire scourer, and do the dishes that way, and leave them to dry in the dish drainer, and then put them away. I can relate very well to that because I was doing dishes by hand up until sort of beginning of January of this year, and it was my least favorite job in the house. I put it off generally until the end of the day and really didn't enjoy it at all. My usual method for washing dishes was to fill the sink with scalding hot water and a bit of fairy liquid to make it nice and bubbly and smelly, and put the dishes in and let them soak for a couple hours, because then I didn't have to work quite so hard to wash the dishes, and I'd just leave them in the drainer to air dry, and then I'd put them away later. So I do quite well in that task as a 1930s housewife. The other challenge we were asked to take up was sort of beauty preparation. And in the 1930s, they wouldn't have had showers, they wouldn't have had nice smelling shower gels and lotions and potions. So we were asked to take a bath without the conveniences of beauty products, just plain soap, and then use cold cream and rouge and do our makeup in that way. Personally, we only have a bath, so again, I'm stuck in the 1930s with just a bath. So I can relate very well to that, but the soap was quite drying, not altogether pleasant after, and really the makeup was quite minimal, which isn't far off of what I actually do. But I guess I'm a bit confused on the 1930s housewife, because when I see images from the 1930s, you see sort of these glamorous, well-kept, well-groomed women, and I'm not sure how they did it, to be perfectly honest, because without products like Procter & Gamble and other beauty products, I'm not sure how it all happened. It was a bit of magic, apparently, and obviously 1930s housewives were quite good at magic. I'm going to publish below this video a chart from the 1930s, quite fascinating way of earning merits and demerits as a 1930s housewife, because apparently they must have been judged on their proficiency as a housewife. And it's quite a blast from the past, really, to see what was expected of a woman in the 1930s and what they had to go through, I guess. So I did take up a few of the aspects of the Life Before Procter & Gamble challenge. However, I definitely have to say I failed. I couldn't eat the porridge oats. The makeup wasn't overly impressive, and the things like carbolic soap and baking soda just left me with a rather yuck taste in my mouth. Well, I shouldn't have been eating it, really, but it wasn't the most pleasant way to clean a house. I prefer to have nice smelling things, and actually bleach. Bleach is my most favorite way of cleaning because I know it's clean and it smells clean. So, unfortunately, the Life Before Procter & Gamble challenge, I'm a horrific failure. However, I encourage you to try a few of the challenges, and I'll list them below, to see what you would do and how you would survive life in the 1930s. And just hopefully Marty McFly won't come in on the DeLorean and transport me back to that time, because I wouldn't do well. And without Twitter and my blog, I'd be sort of a huddling mass in the corner. But I've got my black tea, and I think I'll have a bit of a sip of it and put my feet up and perhaps, have a chocolate or something, because I'm sure that's what the women in the 1930s did after their chores were done. So thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again for more exciting videos on Cafe Baby. Thank you!